So, hello all. Once again, thanks for joining. So, in this session, we are going to learn most important topic that is async and await. Okay. So, if you want to understand async and await, you should have knowledge on how to create a promise and how to consume a promise, how to build a promise chain, so that it's going to be very easy. Even at least if you know how to use this the simple logic with the help of fetch API. Here also we have a two level of promise chain. If you know this how to use this one, yes, you can absolutely understand what we are going to discuss now. So the team, are you ready to understand what is async and await in JavaScript, the most important topic? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Just now we have finished that promise chain. So let's understand async and await. So this is really definitely, hopefully, you will enjoy this session as well. So we have, because in last video, if you are watching this video in the YouTube or who are joining the live, so we understand we have created a three asynchronous calls which are returning the promises, and this is a three-level promise chain. But in real time, maybe it will have 10 level or 12 level or 15 level. We don't know, right? So it's not that much easy, because of course when compared to the callback help, callbacks, handling with the callbacks, these promises are much more helpful. Okay, but the only problem is whenever we have lots of promise asynchronous calls interrelated with each other. So whenever we are dealing with this, then it will again have a difficulty. Okay, it's not a hell, but it is somewhat difficult. But JavaScript team came up with a beautiful concept that is called async await. Let's understand first fundamentals of async and await, then we can solve this problem with help of async and await. Okay, so for that, let me create another file so that it's easy. Test.html, and just taking the simple template title. Okay, async and await. Okay, please, you should wait for some time. Okay, you should have some patience to understand this important concept. I'm just adding a script file so that we can start.
Sir, can you share your screen?
Hi Baba, you should tell. I think already I'm sharing my screen now.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. Who is not able to see my screen, just quickly drop off and join again so that you can see.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, we can write something. We can open this file in a browser. What's the file name? Yes. Okay, async and await. Just putting like this. Console. Nothing is there. Yeah. Sujan joined.
Yes, sir.
Now are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. So let's write. So what is async? Okay, I'm writing simple code. Console.log. Console.log. Let's start. Get money. So what we are doing, we are creating a simple variable. Let the money equal 2000 rupees, and we are returning that. Return money. That's it. So here, so like I'm just taking constant output, and I'm just calling this get money. And once we got the money, yes, of course, we can do what? Console.log, and I'm just trying to print that out. That's simple thing. I hope everyone give a right answer. Okay, just tell me what will be the output for this program? Tell me, what is the output for this program?
Like start, end.
Observe carefully, observe carefully.
Wait.
Code. It's very simple.
Start 1000 and
Yeah, first it will print start, and then it will
Exactly.
invoke this function. It is not a synchronous function, it's a single
Yeah,
function,
yeah.
right? Okay. Don't think too much that Raghu, we are discussing about asynchronous call, so that uh, maybe it is working asynchronously. No, it's a simple function. Get money. Once it will invoke, it will create an execution context, and it will allocate the memory for money, and it will initialize the value, and it will return that money. It will store it the out, and that will print as 1,000 rupees here, and that's very simple. This everyone knows, hopefully. So we got start 1,000 rupees and end. Okay, now let's do a simple thing. Simple thing. Yes, we can assign. We can convert a normal function to a asynchronous function. Okay, I just converted this simple function into what?
asynchronous function.
Async
Asynchronous
function.
function. Okay, now tell me, just guess it. I know it's not that much easy to guess, but guess it. What will be the output for this program? Just note down. This is an important interview question.
I think error, sir.
Okay, who is saying that error?
Pawan.
Okay, Pawan is saying error. Okay, what about you? Pankaj and Mayur and Srujan, Sai.
I think it will be start, end, and after that, I think it's like a asynchronous function, so it will be
So you're guessing
1,000.
like it will print start, end. After that, it will print 1,000.
I think so. Not sure.
Pankaj,
Are the same output, sir.
same output.
Yes.
Okay. And who are watching this video, just note down your answer. So this is going to be really surprising and interesting thing. Okay. Let's see what will be the output. So previously it was start and 1,000 rupees and end. Just I'm executing. What? What is the result?
Mm, it is
Promise.
returning promise.
It gives promise.
What it is returning?
Promise.
Promise. Promise. Oh my God. We have spent lots of time how to create a promise. But if you see how simple you can create a promise. So a simple function, even I didn't mention that I didn't mention that hey, there's get money function, just create a promise and just return to me. No, simply I just add a keyword that async. Automatically it is because whatever you have written, it is just wrapping that into a promise and it is returning a promise to us. That is the beauty of asynchronous call. Okay, what is the result? Tell me one more time. What it is returning?
Promise.
It gives start,
Promise.
it gives promise.
Promise. Simple. So if you see, I will try to make it much more simple. Okay? Even I just removing this one. If I just return one, okay, I'm just returning one. Tell me what will be the output?
Start. Promise.
Yes,
And
start, promise, and
and
end. And if you just expand this promise, you will see it is fulfilled because it's really quick, right? Nothing is there. We didn't add any delay. It's really simple logic. So it has done quickly. We got the result as one, right? The promise is just holding the result. That is one. So if you want to get that result, what you will do?
we have to.
Need to resolve the promise.
How?
I think await.
No. So far we didn't discuss about
Okay.
await. So if you have a promise, if you want to get the result, What is the approach?
Then,
What is
then,
that?
then.
Then method, right? If you have a promise, if you want to get that data result, you should use the then method. Let's go. So far we didn't enter into the await. That's why, of course, we can do it await, but so far we didn't discuss. So that whatever we have learned so far, we can solve this one with that. So this, if this out is a promise, what we can do? Can we add out dot
Out dot.
then again? Can we pause another callback function? Because right now the console.log is not required because it is returning a promise that we have already experienced. And here, whatever the result is there, you will get the result. Now, can I do console.log the result? Yes or no? So now tell me, just tell me what will be the output for this program.
Start
It will print.
one end.
Start one end or start end one or end start one or one start end.
Start end one.
Maybe.
Why? Start end one.
Because
Promise
first
is
it
async.
prints,
Tell me.
first it
Promise is
executes
async.
all the lines of code.
Okay. So let's see the output. Okay, how many of you are saying that start end one? How many of you are sticking with like start one end?
Start end one. I think.
Okay, Mayur
Yes,
is
sir.
saying
Start
start
end
one
one.
end.
I'm with start one end.
Okay, everyone is going with start one. Okay, Pankaj, what you're saying? Start one end?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Please, we got the two answers. Boom. What will be the output?
Start and one.
Start end one.
Start end one. Why start end one? Why this one is printing after some time?
Because promise is async
Because
operation.
this promise async
Yes,
operation.
this promise is async, and this is the callback. It should go back to the microtask queue, and event loop should wait until the call stack should be empty, and then only it will execute. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So don't worry because this is a simplest way of creating a promise because you have created a promise with a lot of effort, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
How we are working. If you want to get the result of this promise after invoking this promise, you are doing that then method and you are attaching a callback function. That callback function is working asynchronously. Once the call stack is empty, that event loop is pushing that from the microtask queue, then only it will execute, right? So here also same logic. You now tell me, understood or not, everyone?
Got it, sir.
Understood, sir.
Got it. So
Yes.
got it. Need to
Okay,
practice.
so now go back to the definition. What is async? So asynchronous function, if you just add an asynchronous keyword before any function, it will convert as asynchronous function. What it will return? Always.
Promise.
Okay, yes, that's the most important point. It will return always a, it will return. Okay, fine. Okay, it will return a promise and we can go with the then method. Again, hey Raghu, if I have a three asynchronous calls, again if we start doing this then it will be again another problem, right? So that is not a solution for this promise chain, right? So another beauty is await. Okay, await is going to solve the promise chain problem. So now we can understand what is await. Okay. So here the first rule is if you want to use await, you should have a asynchronous function. Tell me, what's the rule? If you want to use await,
We should have async.
you should have a asynchronous function. Inside the asynchronous function only, you can use await. So, but if you want to use async, you don't need to take help from await. Yes or no?
Yes,
Because
sir.
async and await is a combination, right? Async and await is a combination. But you can work with asynchronous directly. There is no problem. But if you want to use await, you should have
Async.
async. This
Async.
is the most important thing. In interviews, they will try to get, they will try to test whether you know this logic or not. So that is very, very important. So no doubt that this is another entry question, because in every explanation you will get minimum 10 interview questions. Okay, fine. So let's see how can we use as await. Okay, so that's the most beautiful thing. So here this is asynchronous function, right? So let's take this example. Okay, JSON placeholder, so that you will understand this. So now I'm just removing this logic. I just done this one. Okay, now tell me what will be the output for this one. What it will print?
Data.
Data as an object format. Well, let's see, because we are just calling the to dos and we are given a ID, so that it is returning another promise. Again, we are invoking method JSON, so that again it is returning the promise. We are getting the result. So two level of promise chain. So let's see first of all what is the output for this program. So start, end, and we got the object, right? That user details. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's very, very simple. So now we can solve this simple promise chain with the help of async and await. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm just writing a function, simple function, get user, okay, get user details or something, okay. And what's the first thing? We need to use async
Async.
keyword. So now how we can use await, okay, how that await will work. So if you see, if you use await, we no need to write then method, then method, then method, then method like that. There is no promise chain. So once you understand this code, it's going to be very, very easy for you to handle asynchronous one. So now just understand how I'm writing. So now just tell me what will be the result of this one. So even okay, I will do one thing. I will try to simplify. I will try to simplify. So this logic. Okay, constant a equal to fetch, right? Whatever the data you will get, you can add then method on top of this promise or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Once you invoke this method, you will get a promise. Even if you want, make it like a P1. So you got the promise. And you can attach, you can invoke this P1 method whenever that is fulfilled, right? So that P1. So what this P1 dot then it is returning? What?
Response.
Yeah. What is the response? And then again, it is returning a promise, right?
Another promise.
Sir. Another
So
promise.
here, what we can do here? P2 dot then.
P2 dot then.
Yes or no? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay, so if you see the same thing, because async and await is not something new, it's just syntax wise, it is simple. Okay, observe carefully. Observe carefully. So here, I'm just invoking this call. What is that? Fetch. We are invoking this call, right? But here, just add await keyword. So it will give you lots of powers to you. Okay, the same thing, the same statement. We are just did a breakdown, right? The logic. And here, whenever we are dealing with async and await, only thing what you need to do, just to put await. That's it. Here, here you don't need to use then method. Observe carefully. You don't need to use then method. You don't need to use then method. Okay, so maybe if I do like this, maybe you will get some confusion. Don't worry. You got the response right, P1. Yes or no? So I'm just taking the response. So without using this then syntax, directly you can write response.json. But what we need to do, we should add what?
Oh wait, before
Oh
it.
wait, that's it. Instead of then, what we are putting? Oh wait, that's it. Just remove promise.then and even add a function that whatever the logic you are putting here, just put that logic here because you are just invoking the response is a promise and again you are invoking JSON method. So again it is returning a another promise, right? What you are getting here, JSON, right? So here you can write JSON data or something. I'm just changing the names, okay? Now, so once you got the data, what you are doing here, you are doing console.log JSON, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now, same thing. See, but I just changed the name, right? So that I'm just putting. So if you see whether this is also working in a similar way or not. Of course, in this promise, we are not returning anything right now. We are just doing invoking that. We are just doing console.log. So let's see whether we will get the output or not. Yes or no?
Got it, sir.
So user ID 1 and we got the title as something. I don't know which language is this, whether English or not. So for confirmation, we can do go for ID 2. We can pass the ID 2. Let's see whether we will get a different data or not. So previous one, delectus apt autumn. I don't know how to pronounce it. Whether we got second object or not. ID 2.
Yes, sir.
So now you understand. It's very very simple. But here, most important thing is. So if you see, when this then method will execute, just tell me when this then method is going to execute.
When the first promise is
Yes,
on
the
the first
first
promise.
promise is completed. Right? Whether it will
Yeah.
get result or rejected doesn't matter. Once it is settled, means whether it got fulfilled or it got rejected. Then it will go for then method. If you put p1 dot catch, it will go for a catch method, right? So here also same thing, same thing. This await, what this await will do? It is not going to execute the next line until unless you this promise is resolved. The same thing right here.
So
Once you got data, once this promise is resolved, then only we are invoke the next asynchronous call. So here also same. Await is just holding that okay, once it is resolved, then only it is going to execute the next statement. That's simple. So observe carefully. This is only syntax wise. It is different. There is nothing or something magic behind that. So it is syntax wise. It is changed because instead of using then, we can do it. Now observe carefully. It is like a synchronous thing, right? Synchronous call because once it is completed, it is going to execute this one. Once it is completed, it is going to execute this one. Yes or no?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
So, but now let's see if I remove this async keyword, what will happen?
Error, sir.
Showing an error. What is the error? Just read out.
Await expression only allowed within async function.
Await expressions are only allowed within asynchronous functions and at the top level of modules. Okay, of course, we didn't learn so far what is modules and all those things. I'm going to cover those things in a next training, like what we are going to do a project. Okay, so we need to use this. Okay, now are you ready to solve our own promise chain?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
see, so here we have used then method, again then method, again then method. Okay. So maybe, okay, I will do one simple thing here. Maybe sometimes you will see the syntax, Raghu, I didn't use the written keyword. I didn't observe the written keyword somewhere. But what happens now? If you have only one statement, what we can do? We can remove these things, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We can simplify the syntax, right? Here, if you have only one statement, you can remove the curly braces and
Return,
what?
return.
Fantastic. You can do the same thing for this one. But if you see, we are returning that promise. That is very important. If you use a curly brace, you should not forget to return that promise if it is a promise. So I'm just trying to simplify. Even though if it is simplified, but it's very difficult to deal with the then chain, so that can optimize the code with arrow function syntax. That's the beauty of arrow functions. I know we are taking too much time today, but it's valuable. Of course, whenever we have a console.log, it's better to use curly braces. That's the simplest syntax. So what we are going to do? We are going to deal the same thing with what?
Async and await.
Async and await. Let's write the function. Function. Just please go on mute. I'm getting some background noise. So function what? Party. Okay. So just only because it will be recorded, right? So that's maybe who are watching this video, they will get some noise. I don't have any problem with that. So function party, let's party the pizza party or something. Okay, pizza party. Maybe in Pushpa, we will ask like Pushpa party leda Pushpa. Yes, we have a party now. So now, what is the first call? What is the first asynchronous call?
Draw money.
Draw money.
Draw money. Okay, what is the result? Money or
Money.
not?
Yeah.
Because here we are not returning a promise or so on. Okay, maybe don't worry, don't much. Await, draw money. But if you want to use await, what we need to do? Should
Need to
be a
use must
asynchronous
in
call.
top module.
Okay, once you got the money, what you will do? You need pizza. For that, you need to order pizza, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fine. With this money, we are ordering the pizza. After that, you will get a food, right? Constant food is equal to what that? Order pizza is done. Eat. That's the third one. Eat. So for eat food, what you will pass? This pizza only, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So once you got, you will get a feedback, right? You got the money and we got the food. Okay, here this is the food. Sorry, this is the food. Here we will get some the feedback. Once you got the feedback, you can do console.log. Or even if you want to return that, because if you in return something that feedback again, it will wrap into the promise. Again, you can do one then method outside. So, but instead of that, let's go simply that this is the feedback. So let's do that. I'm just commenting this one. So what is the file? This is index.html, right? Let's go back. Where is our index.html file? Promise chain. Drawing. Start, end, because we have removed all the console.logs. Only we will get the feedback. Hopefully. Oh my god. So 5000 milliseconds, 50,000 milliseconds, 15. So total it will take 20 milliseconds. 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, still if it is not there, maybe something went wrong. Oh my god, we didn't invoke that function, right? should invoke this function, right? Or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
If you
sir.
don't invoke, you will never get the party. First, we should invite the party. So hopefully it will print the feedback because it will do all the synchronous calls, all the promise chains, and it will resolve everything. And at the end, we will get the result index.html. Please print the output. Otherwise, I need to break down my head. Oh, very good. Okay, no problem. What is that? It is showing pizza is not defined. Okay, I think we did some syntax mistake. This is the food, right?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Now, hopefully we will get the result. Yeah, we should do some mistakes. We can learn. Now I'm confident that it will give the result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please. Oh, why it is returning a promise? So that we need to go again. 1 level, 2 level is done. 3 level. This feedback is a promise. Eat pizza. Eat pizza. We are invoking eat pizza. We are returning that now. Mm-hmm. I got okay. Maybe I did some mistakes. Definitely logically it is correct. I had my pizza. Now I'm happy. It is there in the promise. It's there in the promise. Oh, okay. The eat pizza. I suppose you eat pizza also returning a promise, right? So that if you want to resolve that promise, because of course here we have a then method, right? So, mm, but normally in the final asynchronous call, you will get the exact data actually. So if you see whatever we did here in the JSON, we are getting the JSON data, right? But in real time that will be there. But actually we have implemented three asynchronous calls. Those three asynchronous calls are returning a promise. That's why this is a problem. So what we can do? So this last asynchronous call. Okay. Okay. If you have a pizza, I don't want to return a promise for that. So simply, I will have that pizza and I will return what? Return? Don't worry. If you want, you can resolve that again in another chain. Understood or not? Is it valid or not?
Yes, sir.
Because it is returning another promise. So that suppose if you want to use the same syntax, uh, 1 minute. I will go. So if you want to say the syntax, because whatever the result, okay, that is also important, right? If you return a string, we can display it directly. If it is returning a promise, again we need to wait for resolve that promise. So here, but oh my god, this is a mistake. This is the mistake. This is the mistake. This is the mistake. Sorry. Yeah, it is of course. I'm just surprising. Let's say I hope because it will return if you don't use await properly. It is returning a promise. Now you will get the data. No. I think this is the one. Allow this. Because if it is a promise, definitely we need to wait until it is resolved, right? Yes or no? If it is returning a simple string, we don't need to use a await method for that. 20 seconds. 23. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, it's good to do mistakes so that at least if you are watching this video, you should not forget to add await before any asynchronous call which is returning a promise. Okay, now tell me, Understood or not, everyone?
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this is the most important thing. I know you're really tired because we are just discussing more than 1 hour. So, but this is the end of the live training for this series. So I will add a few more recording sessions which are already there in a JavaScript world. I will also add those important videos into this playlist. Please go and watch those videos and do practice because prototypal inheritance is very important, and a lot of other topics also there, like call, apply, bind, and some other topics are there. So JSN, JSON. Okay, we should learn everything. Okay, any doubts? Just a minute, I will stop the recording.